Aaron, welcome to Sutton United. How does it feel?
Yeah, no, it's a great feeling to join the club. Been a kind of busy summer with things happening and moving parts, but now I'm delighted to be here and really looking forward to getting started with the season now.
And how did the move come about?
Obviously, it was at Aldershot last season. We had a great year. Obviously, won the FA Trophy. League campaign was a little bit indifferent, but yeah, I think I was looking for a new challenge. And when I spoke to the manager, having gone through my agent, I think it was clear, having spoke to the manager, that the club really wants to push in a positive direction and has lots of ambition, and something I definitely wanted to be a part of.
And just to look through your career, you obviously spent 10 years at Ipswich. You joined them quite a young age. What did you learn during your time there?
Yeah, I think when you join a club at 8 years old, and I was there all the way through till I was 18, like, you learn a lot. It becomes a massive part of your life, and the people around you become like your family. But yeah, I think they taught us like good values like discipline and hard work and structure in your life, which is what I've kind of taken away from the club since I left at 18 and kind of taken into the rest of my life. So yeah, I think discipline and structure.
Obviously a long period at Ipswich. You then left, you got released by Ipswich and moved over to the US. You got quite a unique opportunity to go over there. Talk us through your time there.
Yeah, I think it was probably a bit of a risk when I left Ipswich, and I had an offer actually to stay and sign like a 1-year pro in England in the Football League, but it would have obviously been probably like 23s football, and I saw like some of my friends who had gone on a similar path, maybe a couple of years older, and then they ended up back in non-league maybe after a year's pro. So I just felt like I was always fairly into my studies, and I thought like what a great opportunity to go over there, get like a fully funded education. And you're still playing football every day, so if you're good enough when you graduate at 22, there's no reason to say you won't go on and become a professional footballer, which was the ultimate goal. But yeah, I had an unbelievable experience out there, and I think I ended up spending like 5.5 years like collectively in the States. Graduated in 2016 and then went on to get drafted into MLS by Philadelphia Union. So no, it was a really unique and kind of special experience.
And a few years spent in the US, and then came back home to Kings Lynn Town, fairly local side for you.
Yeah.
You're part of the side that won back-to-back promotions there. Went from the Southern League to the National League in quite a short span of time. What was that experience like?
Yeah, no, it was really interesting actually. I found the transition from America back to England quite tough. I think I would have been maybe 23, 24 at the time when I arrived home, and obviously I'd spent such a large time out in the States, so to come back and adjust to our way of living again was difficult. But I ended up signing for my local team. Like you said, I found it really tough to kind of get back into football in England, so I thought stay close to home, and we had an unbelievable group that year, some players that have gone on to get moves into the EFL, and we were young, but we had a really good manager in Ian Culverhouse as well, so got promoted that season, went into National League North. Obviously being one of the most southern teams in that league, we knew we were going to be up against it, and I don't think anyone would have predicted like a part-time team would be able to go, and we won the league that year. So no, 2 back-to-back promotions, and then during that period obviously we went from being part-time, which was like Tuesday, Thursday evenings, to then we transitioned to full-time and into the National League. So no, it was incredible to go through like that journey with the club and grow with the club. I'm really grateful for kind of like the 5 years I had there. Met some unbelievable people, and the fans was brilliant with me.
Yeah, and then someone you know quite well is Tommy Widdrington.
Yeah.
Took you from Kings Lynn to Aldershot Town. Notably the FA Trophy last season, you got to lift it as captain. You led the side out at Wembley.
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
Yeah, no, I owe Tommy Widdrington a lot. When he came in at Kings Lynn, replacing Culverhouse, he was brilliant with me. And then obviously when my contract had expired at Kings Lynn and he moved to Aldershot, got the phone call and joined him at the Shot. So no, I had a great 2 years there. We had a great FA Cup run in my first year, got to the 3rd round, played away at West Brom, narrowly missed out in the playoffs. And then this year, like you said, league campaign wasn't great. I think we finished 16th in the end, but to lift an FA Trophy in front of like 19,000 fans that were there was an incredible day, and one I'll never forget. No one will be able to ever take that away from me. So yeah, no, it was a great end to the season, and like I said, I wish that football club genuinely all the best, and a special thanks to Tommy for everything he'd done for me as well.
Can you describe your style of play for us?
Yeah, no. So obviously, I'm a right wing back, right full back. Comfortable, in most positions across the back if the manager requires me to do any other roles. But I like to think as myself as a leader. I like to lead by example. My day-to-day kind of behaviours and the way I conduct myself. And then in terms of like in possession, out of possession stuff, like got a good range of passing. Like to play through lines. Like to organise, people out of possession and pride myself on being like a good 1v1 defender. So yeah, and I'm really looking forward to obviously meeting my new teammates and getting started with this football club.
Is there any players you maybe look up to or maybe model your game off?
I think in the past, when I look at fullbacks, obviously England have been blessed in the right back department of recent years. You've had like Kyle Walker and Trent and Reece James are all very different in their own rights, but I think like now I look at probably fullbacks who are excelling in world football, and you look at people like Hakimi. Like for me, he's the best right fullback in the world. So you can look at him and take different elements from his game. And there's people that I watch on a regular basis. I watch loads of football. I love football, so I'm always watching games, and I think you can take snippets from everyone. But I think for me, Hakimi's probably the best at it in the world right now.
Now you come into a Sutton side, quite a young Sutton side. You come in as one of the older players in the squad. You come in as formerly Aldershot captain. How do you think that will sort of benefit you as we embark on this new campaign? Yeah,
and I've played a lot of National League football. I don't know the exact number, but it'd be in the hundreds now. So I like to think I can bring a lot of experience to this group, and obviously I'm new coming into the group, so it's going to be a chance for me to get to know everyone and kind of see what the culture's like here, and see how people behave around the place. But yeah, I like to think, I try and do everything the right way. I don't cut any corners, and I kind of expect that of my teammates as well. So I think it's important this year, if we're going to have a strong season, the standards need to be really high, and everyone needs to be on board, making sure we've got like a real strong collective intention together.
And have you got a message for the fans?
No, just get behind the team. Like obviously I've played away here for Aldershot last season, and I think the fans were brilliant on that day. And I looked at the average attendance last year, and I think it was in the top 6 or 8 in the division. So come and support the team, get behind the boys. Obviously it's going to be a young group, so hopefully we can do that as the season progresses. We can really grow together and come together as a unit and kind of improve upon what we did, what the team did last year. So yeah, get behind the boys and we'll give it our all.
Yeah, thanks, Aaron, and welcome to the club.
Thank you.